Well, hello there. My name is Kristen. Welcome to my channel. Here I like to talk about social and cultural issues through the lens of pop culture and public figures, usually but not always. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience getting the second dose of my vaccine. Woo! Because unlike getting the first dose, it was not quite as straightforward. It was a bit of a journey to get the vaccine. So I'm going to talk about that. The first thing I'm going to talk about in this video, though, is the side effects, because I think people are interested in hearing about them and trying to figure out what they can expect when they get their second dose. So let's start with that. Side effects are, worse with the second dose. I think that is something that everybody kind of knows. And I actually researched it, and apparently it's not even that many people who actually have serious side effects, but if you're going to have side effects, it's more likely to be with the second dose than with the first. So for me, the first dose was really mild, and I felt kind of bleh, and had a little bit of a headache. And I didn't really know if it was from the vaccine or from just kind of being tired, and maybe I didn't get a good night's sleep. It was very minimal. But with the second vaccine, I kind of felt unwell, to say the least. So I got the vaccine at 9:30-ish in the morning yesterday, and starting around 8 p.m., 9 o'clock p.m. last night, I was feeling not great. I was very, very tired, and I had to go to bed early. And then during the night, I actually, I felt sick in my dreams. In my dreams, I was dreaming about my body aching and my head hurting and just finding no relief for this discomfort. And then I woke up around 1 in the morning, and realized that I had been having those dreams because that's actually how I was feeling. My body was hurting, my head was hurting, I just felt blah. I did not feel good at all. And it was pretty bad from when I woke up at 1 a.m. to probably 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I felt gross, very unwell. Kind of like how you do when you have a cold, your body just hurts. Your head kind of just hurts. Even brushing your hair, your scalp is really sensitive and just everything just kind of hurts a little bit. That's how it felt, except it was unpleasant. I didn't like it. But it also made me think, if this is what the side effects feel like of the vaccine, I do not want to know what it feels like to actually catch it, because that's got to be way worse. So I was very thankful and grateful to have access to the vaccine, to hopefully make sure that I either don't catch it, or that if I do catch it, my body has already built up the immunity that it needs to deal with it. Overall side effects, unpleasant. I recommend hot showers, hot baths, using warm compress on your forehead, using a heating pad, a heated blanket. Anything warm feels nice. I've been keeping one of those rice bags that you microwave pretty much attached to my forehead today. Obviously not for this video. Although that would have been interesting, right? If I was just the whole time holding this on my head. So that's the side effects. They were unpleasant, definitely. I'm feeling better now. I still feel blech, but not nearly as bad as I did this morning. So for me, the side effects kind of started 11 to 12 hours in. They peaked, maybe 16 hours to 20 hours in. And then, after we got 24 plus hours, since the vaccine, I have felt okay. Still not great, still kind of have a headache, but it's okay. So that's the side effects of the vaccine, or the second dose anyway. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about my experience actually trying to get this vaccine, because it was not easy. Despite me having an appointment and getting up really early and giving myself plenty of time to get there, it did not go as planned. So I'm going to start from the beginning, though. Woke up at 6 a.m. yesterday because my appointment was for 8:45, and I knew it was going to be about an hour drive if there was no problems on the road. So I wanted to give myself extra time. So my plan was to leave at 7:20-ish to try to get myself early and give myself buffer time so that if I don't leave when I plan to leave, I still make it out early enough to be there on time. And so, and that's what I have to do with any kind of important thing. I have to plan to be early, because oftentimes when I plan to be early, I end up being on time. When I plan to be on time, there's a chance I'll be late. So exactly what I would have expected happened. I left my house at the exact time I needed to be there at 8:45. And so the whole way I'm driving there, I'm like, please don't let there be an accident on the road. Please don't let a cop pull me over. I wasn't speeding. I was speeding. I was going like 5 miles over, which is like what everybody does. If anything, you're going to get tailgated going 5 miles over. But I was trying not to speed because I didn't want to get pulled over. And I was just like hoping that there wouldn't be any kind of issue on the road that slowed me down, because I was worried about missing my appointment, right? At least with the first dose, you can always try to get it later, but with the second dose, like you're supposed to get it at a certain day, like 2 or 3 weeks after the first one. And so I didn't know what would happen if I couldn't get it. And so the whole way I'm worried. I'm like trying to go just fast enough to be there on time, not fast enough to draw anybody's attention. And, I finally get there, and as I'm pulling in, I see the little yellow sign that says vaccine, and it's pointing towards the building, except the parking lot is pretty much empty. There were like 3 or 4 cars in the lot, maybe, including mine. And that concerned me, because the last time I was there, the parking lot was full, and the National Guard was standing outside, and there was all this, hullabaloo going on. And so that was like a little bit of like a red flag. But I still pulled in and parked, and I sat there in my car for a bit to fill out like the form that you have to fill out before you get it, because I figured I should just walk in with it filled out. And so I fill out the form, and then I get out of my car and I walk up, and I'm still kind of hoping that, there's just something weird going on, but that there's still people here that I can get the vaccine from. And so I walk up to the front door, and there are 2 people, it's a couple, waiting outside, and they're looking kind of confused and looking at their phones, looking at the door, peeking into the window. And so I'm like, y'all here for your second dose too? Where is everybody? And they're saying, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. Our appointments were, for 8:45 and blah, 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 so we're just talking like, where is everybody? So I pull out my phone and I start looking online, and I go to there's like a website for, at least for Georgia, where you can search for COVID vaccine sites. And so I searched for the county that we were getting our vaccines through. And, lo and behold, the location that comes up when you search online was actually for their public health department and not for the building that we were at. So I tell them, look, there's nobody here. Waiting here is not going to help anything for us. Let's go to this address, or I'm going to go to this address. You guys do what you want. I'm going to go here to their public health department. And, it says online that this is where the vaccines are being given. I don't know if that's true, but at the very least, hopefully there will be people there who can help us. So, it's about a 10-minute drive. We all hop in our cars and go over to the public health department. And so when I get there, I walk in, I take all my paperwork for the vaccine. And, as I'm walking in, I see there's signs for your flu vaccine. And I'm thinking, okay, they are doing vaccines here. Maybe not the one I want, but there's at least people working here right now. And so I walk up, I go through the front door, and there's this lady at a table at the very entrance, and it's got signs for the flu vaccine. So she's obviously there to help with paperwork and get everybody who's there for their flu vaccine, get that stuff taken care of. So I ask her, I'm like, hey, I'm here for my COVID vaccine. I was supposed to go to this one location, but there's nobody there. Do you have any idea what's going on? And she's like, why don't you go talk to her? She points back at the information desk window thing. So I go up to her and I explain the situation. I tell her how, all my paperwork said I was supposed to go to this building, and she's like, yeah, that's where the second doses are supposed to be being given. And so we're like, that's kind of weird. And so she makes a call and gets on the phone with someone else who gives her an address and says they're doing second doses at this location. So she gives me that address, and I tell her, just so you know, when I went online and I was looking to see if the location had changed, the vaccination site address that showed up online was for this building. So you might have more people coming in today looking for their COVID vaccine if anyone else also, got on their phone and started Googling. And I also told her, there's no sign at that building, so just be aware. I'm probably not going to be the only person you talk to today about this. And so she said, yeah, I think we're going to get someone from security to go put up a little flyer with the address for the other location. That way people aren't as confused. So I was very appreciative for her help and for her, deciding to like put up a sign because, I don't know whose job it was to put up a sign that indicated where to go. And I don't know whose job it was to notify people that the location was not going to be in the same place. I don't know who messed up, but it was very nice to see somebody, even though it wasn't really her job, like stepping up to kind of try to do something about it and help people. That was really good. So I go outside, I've got the new address, and the people who were at the other location with me, talking with me, they're waiting outside. And so I tell them this is where she said to go. And so I give them the address, and we're all like, okay, we'll see you there. And so now we go to the third location of the morning, hoping to get our second doses. Third time's the charm, right? That's what they say. So fingers crossed. Also, by the way, this whole time I have been on hold with the county's like vaccine hotline, whatever. Like I called them right when we realized that something wasn't right and that there weren't any people at this location. And I went through the IVR and I clicked the button to like sign up for a COVID vaccine because it seemed like the only way to get a person. And so I had been on hold for probably like 25 minutes now. And as I'm like driving over to this third location, I hear like the hold music pause and it's like, you are number 10 in line. Please stay on the call. Your call is important to us, or, something like that. And I'm like, dang, like I've been on the phone for 30 minutes basically, and I'm only number 10 in line. So that's how many people are calling either to sign up for their vaccine or to figure out where the heck they're supposed to go. So that's really concerning, and I feel bad for whoever was like manning that phone line. But anyway, so once I pull up to the location, the third location, and I see the parking lot's full, there's a line out the door of what looks like the building I'm supposed to go to. And I'm like, okay, they are giving vaccines here. This is fine. So I hang up on the hold call that I was waiting on because I'm like, okay, it looks like I'll be able to get what I need here, and I don't really want to sit on hold and listen to this music anymore. Side note, does anybody else feel like the hold music they play is just torture? Because you can't turn it down because you need to be able to hear if the person, says, hi, how are you? I'm taking you off hold now. But like, it's really annoying music. So you're just forced to listen to this garbage until somebody is able to take your call. And I just think that instead of playing shitty music, they should just let it be like silence. And then maybe every 30 seconds, someone says, you are still on hold or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's like a total tangent. I hate hold music. Okay. But anyway, so I get out of my car and, I see this long line and I'm kind of like jogging towards the line because I want to beat the people who just parked near me. And I get into the line. I see the couple that was at the other building. They're like, oh, hey. And we're all finally here. There's like volunteers walking up and down the line, making sure everyone's here for their second dose. And that was like, okay, good. Everything's going to be fine now. I'm going to get my vaccine. It'll all be fine. And it's now like maybe 9:30 by now. My appointment was for 8:45. So it's like, it's been a while since I was supposed to be getting it, but that's fine. So the line was pretty long. I was actually thinking I would be there for quite some time, but luckily I got pulled to the front of the line because I already had my forms filled out. Like someone was walking through the line, passing out blank forms to people, and I showed her that mine was complete. And so she's like, okay, let's just go. And so she takes me to the front, and I was like, there was like a moment there where I was really afraid that they were going to tell me like, oh, sorry, we don't have you registered at this location, so you can't get the vaccine. Like they had asked me for my appointment time and my name, and they couldn't find me on their like, spreadsheet that they had printed off. And so I was like very nervous. I'm like, please let me get the vaccine. Like I was registered. I don't know why that site location isn't open today. I don't know where exactly I'm supposed to be, but this is where the lady at the public health department told me to go. And they're like, don't worry, it's fine. We just have to write your name down and your information down so that we have it. But you're going to get your vaccine. Don't worry. So I appreciated that, kind of helping me calm down a little bit. I was pretty anxious by then because like all morning I've been worried, like what happens if I can't get the vaccine? What happens if something goes wrong? And then something did go wrong. But so anyway, they take my name, they get my information, I show them my little card from the last time. And then it's time to get my vaccine. She has me sit down with this lady, and she asks, like, did you have any reaction to the first one? Are you sick? And I'm like, no, I'm all good. And then she gives me the vaccine, and that's pretty much it. You have to wait 15 minutes before you can leave. Honestly, I probably waited like 5 minutes. I just kind of I went over and sat down for a little bit to look like I was waiting. And then I just got up and I walked out because I didn't want to sit in this crowded room, frankly. I'm not used to crowded rooms anymore. So I waited in my car in the parking lot though, just in case. I wasn't really expecting anything to happen, but I figured shouldn't completely leave before 15 minutes is up. And that was the end of my journey. I still don't know what happened with the vaccine site that just up and disappeared. I looked on the Facebook page for that county's health department, and there were a lot of people posting about that issue, about how it just wasn't there. And I found out that on the 12th, they're supposed to be moving the second dose to somewhere else, but it wasn't the 12th yet. So that location was supposed to still be open. So I have no idea what happened. No one I talked to was really the person who could give me information on that. And frankly, even though I'm curious as to what happened and kind of annoyed about it, it's not the end of the world if I don't ever know. I'm just glad that I was able to get it, and that the people I spoke to that day were also able to get it. I'm worried about the people who maybe weren't able to get their second dose because of the vaccine location just straight up being shut down with no information as to where we were supposed to go. We checked our emails. We had no emails. We looked for signs on the door. We looked for announcements on their websites and their Facebook pages, and there was nothing. So somebody dropped the ball majorly. And that's pretty concerning because this is an important vaccine and we do need people to get their second doses. And I'm sure there are people who took off work yesterday or who maybe only had a small window of time where they could go get their vaccine, and now they weren't able to get it because of this nonsense. And because of the way registration works, I don't know if they'll be able to get it on another day. So that's really concerning. I hope that, all that stuff yesterday was worked out today, and that the vaccine site was open like it was supposed to be, or that they at least communicated with people where it was going to be. Because my name wasn't on the list at the place that I ended up getting the vaccine. So that implies to me that there was some other location that was also open where I was supposed to go. And so I'm also worried, how many doses got wasted yesterday because of this confusion. And were the people at the site that I went to, did they have enough vaccines for everybody? Because now they were taking double the load. I don't know. So that is the saga of how I got my second dose. And yeah, so if you're getting your second dose, I would just make sure to double check the website and Facebook page of whatever, org that you're getting the dose through. That way you can just, if there's anything going wrong, people will be posting on the page, or, they'll be posting announcements if there's anything happening. I don't want anybody to almost miss their second dose like I did. So yeah, that's the video for this week. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will be back next Wednesday with another video, and yeah, bye. Also, side note, I hope you like my impromptu microphone. I got a new lapel mic that ideally would be pinned to my shirt and then hidden by my hair, but I did the first take of this video and it was just that's all. I mean, you could also hear me talking, but it was a lot of whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It was it was awful. So I'm just holding it away from my shirt, since apparently this is a very crinkly shirt. And also, welcome to my house. I haven't really shown y'all much of my new house with the decorations, and so I wanted to show you my couch and my little art wall thingy and see how filming out here goes. So I will still be doing a full apartment tour once it's completely decorated. There's just some things that I still have to do, and I want it to be done before I, do a video. I don't know, maybe I'll do a living room tour and then a bedroom tour and make it make a bunch of videos out of it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm rambling, and this is going to be my second attempt at ending the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you will consider subscribing if you are not already, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.